Hi, everybody. My name is Aideen Gallagher, occupational therapist and manual handling advisor. I wanted to share a supervision session with you that happened a number of years ago. A really experienced OT, someone I really respected, asked for supervision to talk about slings. They had a client that they had tried probably about 3 slings with, and nothing seems to work. The client was uncomfortable, they were experiencing pain. So the goal of the session was to determine what slings they had missed, what else was on the market for her to start looking at trying. So we talked about the background of this case, and it turned out that this client had just got a diagnosis of MS, and it had a quite acute reaction where they had gone from being independent in their life to suddenly becoming non-weight bearing, right? And the client was really fixated, really on the fact that just let me home and everything will be okay when I get home. And we as OTs know that that is not always the case, right? So my advice to this OT is that you're not going to get a sling to suit her. The next sling is going to be uncomfortable, and the next skill is going to be painful. And she was like, "Oh," and I said the reason why is because she's grieving. And the OT's answer was like, "Yes, I know that she's grieving, but she has a counselor for that." And I said, well, the counselor is not asking her to confront the fact that she's going to have to go to the toilet differently. The counselor is not confronting the fact that she's unable to use her feet anymore. The counselor is not confronting this fact that her life is going to change an awful lot. So as OTs and moving and handling, we're always dealing with people at a time of change. And with change, because in moving and handling, it's usually there's more of the negative change, there's always grief involved. So sometimes grief is one of the biggest barriers to any intervention we have, and it may not actually sometimes be the client. It could actually be the family or the care workers that are experiencing this grief. So usually the first thing we need to do is we need to address that grief, and we need to do it in a compassionate way so that we can get that client to those outcomes that they do need to get to have a safe, quality and efficient routine in the community.